Hello, Hogzilla here again, and in today's video I will be providing my tips and tricks on how to achieve the perfect city layout while playing Tropico 6. If you like these kind of videos, press that like button. If you have questions, leave a comment below, and please subscribe to my channel. My first tip is to attempt to keep a close, compact layout of all your buildings in your city. By keeping all your buildings as close together as possible, this will reduce the travel time of your citizens between housing, workplaces, and support buildings like hospitals, churches, and entertainment buildings. This will also reduce the driving distance for other support vehicles, which should allow material and product to move quicker, and hopefully your whole island will be more profitable. The second tip I would like to give is kind of an odd one, but to ensure that you are building straight, well-planned roads. Having straight roads will help with tip number 1 I mentioned with the compact setup. When you have roads that are crooked or on a curve, that takes up more space as the roads are taking double the number of squares, since half of the road is on one square and the other half of the road is on a different square. And since you are using that tile for the road, you can't build anything else on that tile, which then can lead to buildings not being able to be lined up properly, and you'll effectively have wasted space. Keep the road straight, especially in close quarters. The third tip is to have enough housing and ensure the housing is near the places where your citizens work. Just for your overall island happiness, you should be trying to provide housing for your citizens. Plus, you get to collect rent money for those houses. But as a part of this tip, make sure you have enough housing near each place of employment, because if you don't, or your housing is too far away, then your citizens will build shacks, which will clog up the land and could cause issues for building stuff like logging camps, because instead of trees being on the spot, you'll have shacks. So having a layout plan of housing for situations like this is advantageous for you. The fourth tip to achieving a perfect city layout is to have a proper transportation system if you are forced to spread out your city. Not every map or mission you'll be able to keep a nice compact layout, so you might have to spread out your buildings amongst various areas of the island. For example, you might only have certain areas of farmland available to you, or there might be only certain locations you can mine certain materials. In these cases, make sure you are building your bus garages and metro stations. The bus garage will only provide point A to point B access in both directions. So keep in mind you might have to build multiple bus garages if you have multiple areas that are far apart. While the metro will take citizens to other metro stations you place on the same island, but keep in mind the more metro stations you place, the longer it'll take for the citizens to get off of the metro. The fifth and final tip is trying to build your industrial areas near the raw resources whenever possible. It is best to have the most direct line of raw resources to finished materials spot to port as possible. It makes little sense to take a raw resource, logs for example, then have a lumber mill on the complete opposite end of the island away from the port, only to then have to drive the finished product all the way back across the island to the port to have it exported. Try and come up with a plan on how the items move across your island and how it can be done in the most effective way possible. That is all for this video. If you like these kind of videos, press that like button. If you have questions, leave a comment below, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time!